massive logistical task here, Gavin.
Huge.
Where are we with preparations?
Well, today's Cabinet meeting is only really beginning to take what you might call the baby steps, and I think even Cabinet Ministers would accept that it is only baby steps, because as of today, the number of people coming into Ireland from Ukraine has surpassed 2,000, but that, of course, is only a drop in the ocean, given the official estimates are now that there could be between 80 and 100,000 people coming in what could be a very short window of time, as we've previously discussed. So today, what ministers are signing off on is just some of the operational procedures for how all of that is going to be managed. They've been signing off on plans so that, for example, officials from the Department of Justice and the Department of Social Protection and the likes of TUSLA would meet people at the airport and begin to get them set up with basics like a PPS number, because they will be allowed to work when they're here, child benefit to support their children, and a range of other medical supports as well, like the medical card that Stephen Donnelly mentioned yesterday. It's all going to be quite expensive, and that has been acknowledged by ministers coming in today, but they say it's only a drop in the ocean of what the natives are facing in Ukraine.
We are going to respond in a generous way to this unprecedented crisis. We're seeing the enormous number of Irish people reaching out through the portal, for example, to offer accommodation and other support to Ukrainian refugees. There will be a large cost for the Exchequer, but it is a cost that pales into absolute insignificance relative to the pain and suffering that the people of Ukraine are enduring at the moment. So what is important is that we coordinate all of our efforts. It is a whole of government approach. Every department will have an important role to make sure that we are looking after people who arrive to Ireland in the days, weeks and probably months ahead.
And as we say, what's been discussed today is really only baby steps, because there are so many other knock-on consequences for the state and how it runs its services. So aside from the financial cost of providing perhaps child benefit and income supports to those who are coming into the country, there'll also be question marks around how you find schooling places, given that the Irish pupil-teacher ratio is higher than it is in a lot of other countries. Even energy security and food security. This is a country where we were talking about the prospect of blackouts only a few months ago, and now having such an increased population. So it all has to be mapped out. And of course, what makes it all difficult for the state as well is that if people are now going to be borrowing spare rooms in people's homes, like the pledge opened yesterday, it is much more difficult to offer all those services like education if you don't just have them staying in hotels. If they were all in state-provided accommodation, you could provide schooling and the likes there. If they're distributed around the country, it is an altogether much more difficult challenge.
All right, Gavin, thank you for that.